Yeah. Oh, Nick's going to do it next time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what he said.
All right. Oh, you done?
I'm done.
All right. Thank you to our sponsors.
Yes,
out
thank
there.
you. Thank you.
Yes. We can't be so professional without these sponsors, right?
No.
Okay, Rob, you can do it now.
Okay, tonight on the show. Oh, wait, let me fast forward on the teleprompter. Oh, there we go. Rubber City Chiropractic, Jim Morgenstern.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. Right there. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks for having me, guys. Excited to be here.
It's T-Bone and I think he'll attest to this. I think we had a good experience.
I loved it.
Did you?
I appreciate it.
It's my first experience ever going to having a chiropractor work on me.
54 years. Sorry.
Oh, you gave it away, Jim.
67
It's
years.
funny because I'm only 34, so I don't know what you're talking about here. Yeah, weird. How about you, T-Bone? Have you been to one before?
I'm not 54. I have been, yeah. I think it'll be my fourth different one, and I think it was the best, honestly. So,
Really?
Yeah, no offense. Yeah, or to anybody else, but yeah.
Sweet. And
Appreciate it.
Most
I'm
thorough.
just going to say, when he brought out that little gun thing, I was a little bit alarmed. Didn't know where he was putting that, but yeah.
Like a stun gun?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Really?
Yeah, he had to, get me loose.
Again, Rob's normal Friday,
Tranquilizer.
Saturday night.
Yes, right. Yeah. It was just like old school, it shot me in the neck. So anyhow, no, Jim, I kid. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where are you from?
Yeah, so grew up in Warren. My parents split when I was 2, and I spent half my time in Warren, half my time in Lake Milton. So I grew up a little bit east from here, and then fast forward until now, we live here in Akron and have a location down here in the Portage Lakes and then up in Bath. So a little bit of both.
So did you go to? I have to go back.
Yeah.
To Jackson. Did you go to Jackson Milton, or did you go to
private schools? There was a private grade school, Saints Mary and Joseph, in Newton Falls. So just down the street. But I did grow up in Lake Milton, and then went to Warren JFK. You and I spoke earlier about Warren, Dub Town. It's not very pretty anymore, but still got family there, so holds a special place in my heart.
So have you ever been to the center of the world?
I have drove through it a few times. Yeah.
Never stop though, do
Never
you?
stop,
Just keep
no.
on going.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
That's Route 5, I believe, right through there.
5. You like that little Statue of Liberty halfway down there too?
Yes.
Yep.
And where did you study? Where did you matriculate? There
Yeah.
you go,
So
Jeff.
did my
Big words, big words. Oh.
So did my undergrad work over here at Kent State. I was there from 04 to 09, and then I headed south to Palmer College of Chiropractic of Florida, and I was there for until 2012. Moved home, worked at a couple places locally here. Good learning curve. Things I learned, what I did want to do, what I didn't want to do when I went into practice, and then was lucky enough to find Jen. Had an open spot at her yoga studio down here at the Portage Lakes. And so that was end of 2015, early 2016, and been there ever since. So
We've all been lucky to find Jen.
yeah,
I'm just saying.
She's been like hiding.
Well, right. We had to pull her out of hiding for your segment
I
on
appreciate
your
it.
show. There you go. And how long have you been in practice? Did you say?
Yeah, so 2012 is when I graduated from chiropractic school, and then been locally here in the Portage Lakes area since end of 2015, early 2016.
Okay. How long have you had a place out in Bath?
You know what? That just was we just surpassed a year in September, so I was up there 2 falls ago. So yeah,
All right.
yeah, it's cool. I got the yoga studio provides such a calming, peaceful Zen place, and then up in Bath, it was a CrossFit gym turned now functional training center, so it's an athletic training center for different sports and whatnot. So it's a little more rowdy. So upon someone scheduling, I always want to find out would you like more of the peaceful or more of the rowdier setup, or
Sure.
the music could be very random. But yeah, I love both. It's nice to go back and forth between 2 places.
And I alluded to earlier, you use power tools on myself and Mr. T-Bone.
Yeah.
Explain it, because I didn't even know that thing existed.
Yeah, so I love using. It's called a PTLMS percussion instrument, and it's from a company called Pettibon.
Joel should play one.
Yeah, you'd be like, you just during your segments, just keep you going. But yeah, so that's something that people will hear when they walk in. It does sound like a power tool. It's a little noisy, but it provides local relaxation to the muscles. We use it for those who are watching. Use it over the muscles that are tight for the patient, and it's something nice to do pre and post adjustment to loosen someone up, relax them, and then also to reteach postural restoration. So I do it at the end of the adjustment before someone will leave. But it feels awesome. It is a great tool. So yeah, lucky to have
since
it.
this was my first time ever experiencing going to a chiropractor,
Yeah.
I was not prepared for the power bed that basically was flipping me like a fish. You know, I mean,
Like a merman.
Yeah. yes, I am.
Yeah, so tell you a little about the table. That's actually called flexion distraction. So for those who are watching, you'd be laying face down on this table, and from the waist down, the table goes through about 15 or 20 degrees of flexion to allow decompression of the lower back discs and facets. And so, we run through that every time for patients to help kind of
It's just to loosen up the back before you start to.
like all day long. Like right now when you're sitting here, the back is being compressed sitting and standing. So these structures at some point throughout the day would appreciate some time off from doing their job, and that provides that for that first part of the adjustment.
It was pretty. It kind of freaked me out a little bit, but it's something that I mean, how much does a bed like that cost? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, as much as some cars,
Okay, well, I was looking for home use, but
they're right around 10 $10 grand.
wow,
So.
oh my.
But that's something that the table goes up and down so that I can bring the patient to my level, so that hopefully I can do this for the next 30 or 50 years. So the initial investment is up there, but you can't put a price tag on that. After a long day, it really makes my job a little bit easier. So. Yeah.
What I really didn't know this before you started working on myself and T-bone, but basically your spine helps with all your bodily functions.
Yeah.
And tell me about that a little bit.
So most chiropractors will like to claim themselves as being a bone doctor, and though that can be true, that shouldn't be our main premise. We're nervous system doctors. Your brain communicates all the messages down through the spinal cord and out through the body. And the individual vertebra, they house and protect that spinal cord. And so when I was explaining to you earlier is what we're looking for are different misalignments of the spine, and when we adjust those things, you'll feel that release, in that part of the spine. You're restoring that mind-body connection through those nerves. So I told you earlier, I was like, if you and I and Todd were standing on the garden hose and Jen's out there trying to water the garden, one of us has to step off that hose for water to flow out. And the same idea with nerve flow. It's if there's an area of the spine that's locked up, it's not going to allow the brain to talk to that area. So of course we talk about neck pain, back pain, low back pain. But there are 80% of the nerves of that area go out to the organs. So you and I spoke about, hey, if you end up, not that you had trouble with this, but if you end up pooping better, let me know. If you digest food better, let me know. If you have better energy, you're sleeping better. Those are really important things that a lot of people don't think chiropractors could help with, and those are just common things I see improve in the office. So I hope that helps explain it.
It does, and so basically you're a poop doctor as well.
Exactly. I need to start running with that.
You gotta be shitting me.
You need a personalized license plates,
Poop doc.
I don't know how that'll go over.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll let you
Rob,
know.
what about the migraines with you?
Oh,
Well, yeah.
What's going on there?
People that know me know that I have an issue with what is classified as cluster headaches. All right. And Dr. Morgenstern worked on me pretty extensively, and I don't know. Well, it's a wait and see thing. I've had a week here that every night I've had cluster headaches, migraines type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like a freaking ice pick in the eye.
Yep.
So we'll see how it goes, but he got a lot of...
a lot of good movement today.
yeah, well, I'm fluid, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
You can tell by the way he
I like how he says movement.
I'll be
because back
dancing
to the
better.
Yeah, right. So, it's a wait and see, but again, I understand this is something that is like, it's a tune-up. So you have to be consistent with it.
It helps.
And,
Yeah.
right. So trying to go no meds or anything like
Yeah.
that, because I don't want to do that.
Right. Well, a
For
lot of people have to
multiple
be their own, scientists. They got to, they have so many constants, so many variables. You implemented something new tonight, so see how it does. And we spoke about a few things: hydration, salt, etc. But over time, it'd be great to see those things, just go away.
Touch on the
Yeah.
salt thing, because that's a big thing.
It is.
It's like salt's bad in your diet, but is it really?
Right. So regular table salt, the white stuff you see at the counter, when you're eating out and about, that stuff really doesn't have any nutritional benefit beyond just a ton of sodium. And I think that's what a lot of the Western, medicine doctors out there are asking people to shy away from, are, just it's bleached, it has, other chemicals that we just don't need, and it's just, for the lack of it's just cheap salt. There's other great choices out there, pink Himalayan salt, gray Celtic salt. There's a brand out there called Real Salt, and all these salts have a great blend of other things. So there's 72 odd, minerals in most of these salts that people don't think of. So you've got your sodium, potassium, manganese, magnesium, selenium, copper, etc. Things that you don't think you need, but your brain and your body does. And there's kind of something that you and I spoke about earlier. If somebody had like a big juice drink or something with a lot of sugar, that can that can provide an insulin response from the pancreas very similar to if we were too low in salt. So these low salt diets have no benefit, and they're really not warranted. No research backs that you need to get rid of it. Now, I'm asking somebody out there who has, other health issues. Everyone's going to be a little bit different, but, for what you and I spoke about today, I was confident to say that with some of the leg cramping and things like that, you could be running low on electrolytes, and your body might feel different when you balance that out. So.
And Powerade is not the solution, is what you told me.
It may not be the ultimate fix.
I'll get my electrolytes,
yeah, exactly.
man.
Yeah. So it'd be something for folks to start to rethink, I think, is the salt equation there.
Good salt.
Good salt. Yeah, good salt. Yep.
There you go. It's not just for roads, people. That's a good tie-in today.
That's exactly right.
So how do people get a hold of you, Jim?
Yeah, so I'm pretty accessible. I'm down here in the Portage Lakes. I do a lot of my work on social media, so Instagram and Twitter, my handle's @RubberCityChiro. It's all one word. I put a lot of free content out there for people to do, at-home mobility drills to take care of themselves. I call it self-care. Today, if you guys look across the storyboard on Instagram, I did toe drills and foot drills, and just something easy. And every day it's different. And I'll put, nutritional stuff up there, just little tips. It's not meant to be a fix, but it's certainly a good start for most folks.
Well, you recommended for me to get a banana hammock.
There you go. The neck hammock.
Oh,
But you can get a
that's
banana
what it
hammock
was.
too if you need it.
No, damn it.
Facebook also, Rubber City Chiropractic. I put mostly everything on each platform, but I individualize it for that platform. And then, I've got a number online, so you guys can reach out to me directly. I run everything through my cell phone, so I'm a text or a call
And
away.
what is that number?
330-687-1653.
And do you have a website?
I don't. I run everything through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Yeah,
Okay.
It hasn't done me wrong, and things have been great. I've primarily been a referral only. At this point, I haven't had to do any advertising, and busier than heck, and I love what I do. So
I know Jen's one of your biggest advocates and advertisers.
Thanks, Jen.
Right there.
I appreciate
I
it.
teach it all the time.
That is a little yoga shop, folks.
Yes.
At Kruger Plaza.
Yep.
Right there.
It's been a blessing for sure.
Thank you.
And just one last thing before we move on, but have you ever worked on famous people?
I have. There's some I can't mention, but I already know where you're going to go with this. So.
I just open up the question, I mean, wherever you want to take it.
Yeah. Some I can't mention, but there since we're in a such
Well,
a
we worked
studio
on
tonight.
Rob and Todd.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Well, you would ask me,
Nice.
Different music, this and that. I've worked with the band Shine Down a couple times, and in about a month, March 5th, they'll be down in Youngstown, and I'm scheduled to work with them again, chiropractic-wise, and give them some work. They're great guys. They really are. I've never met a nicer group of guys that I really, a couple years ago, first, driving up to Cleveland to work on them for the first time, I had no idea what to expect. These guys are into health, taking care of their bodies. They looked at me and they're like, if we're going to be doing this for the next, 30 plus years, we got to make, good choices, daily. So they had the best spread of food. I couldn't believe, chicken, broccoli, asparagus, right? It was just all right there for them.
sort of like Joel and I.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he didn't say bacon.
No,
He did not mention bacon.
I do love me some bacon. Yeah. But they were, they're great guys. I look forward to seeing them here in a couple weeks, and
Awesome.
hopefully to keep building that relationship long term. That'd be pretty cool.
Cool. Well, thank you, Jim. I appreciate you coming on
Thanks
the
for
show.
having me. It
And
was great.
It's great. We're out here trying to inform people
Yep.
about your choices in life. Yep. Every choice you make, there's a ramification, right?
Sure.
And I'm still paying for most of mine. So, anyhow, but if you got an issue, please come down and see Jim Morgenstern at Rubber City Chiropractor.
Thanks, guys.
I'm talking to
Appreciate
the
it.
camera, it's not on me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Good time. Right there he is.
I want to know how T-Bone feels.
I'm good. I loved it.